Hello everyone. In this lesson, I'll give you a small masterclass on VSCode, our code editor. All you need to know for this are useful VSCode extensions and helpful commands. Links to all the extensions are attached in the lesson description, and you just need to click on them to install. More about these extensions will be mentioned in the lessons where we use them. For example, in the Git lesson, a bit will be said about the GitLens extension, and in the ESLint lesson, accordingly about ESLint and others in the same way. Therefore, there's no point in talking about them separately in this lesson. Again, just to avoid distractions later, go through all the links and install these extensions, but we need to see the commands in action. Let's switch to VS Code. I'll open one of our project's files to demonstrate the commands. Firstly, the most important thing to know is in the View menu, there's a menu item called Command Palette. Here you can find the shortcut key for your VS Code. It might differ from mine. I used to work with WebStorm, and accordingly, it was more convenient for me to switch to VS Code with my old shortcuts. That's why I installed this extension, which changed my shortcuts to ones that are comfortable for me. So you need to check which button you have here. And maybe you don't like this button and want to change it. Then you'll need to go here in the settings and select Gateboard Shortcuts. And change any hotkeys to whatever is convenient for you personally. The most important thing is to remember this hotkey. I use Shift-Shift. When you press it, this panel pops up. And here you can search through all possible VS Code commands. All right, let's start. You've remembered the hotkey, right? And further on, you need to call the command to see it. Imagine we have some messy formatting in a file, some extra spaces. Here are some extra spaces, something like this here. Instead of fixing it manually, we call a command. So I called the command palette. This very one. We've already seen it. Oops. View, Command Palette, Shift-Shift, and we type Format Document. And here you can see the shortcut you need. You call it, and the document is formatted. There is a list of all these commands. You just need to remember the hotkeys. Use them. And then you'll remember them, and they'll pop out automatically. The next very useful command is toggle line comment. It allows you to do the following. Comment or uncomment a line. Very convenient. Enter it. Toggle. Toggle line comment. There you go. For me, it's command and backslash. Okay? The next command is go to definition. Looking for go-to definition. It allows you to jump to where a variable is declared. For example, there's a certain set submitting error. Press a hotkey and land here. There's also another way. You can be here and hold Command or a similar button, and click on this very set submitting error, and you'll land here. It also works in reverse. If you click on the value where it's declared, you can see all the places it's used. All right, and the go-to reference command. It works similarly. Go-to references, here, and it shows this. Usually, in practice, it's more convenient how. You need to see where it is used, you click on it. Find where it's declared, and click on it. And then, you see the references. Good. Then go to file. When you have many files, it's not always convenient to browse them by folders. That's why you use the go to file command. For me, it's Command-Shift-O. And here you can start typing some word. I have layout, I know, and it shows all files similar to this string. First, a more precise match, then a less precise one, and that's it. Press enter and go to the desired file. Good. Okay, then, file search. This is the search command. Replacing files is also very necessary. But let's turn to finding files. And that's it. Here you can enter any string and search through absolutely all files. That's it. You see where it was used, you can click, and that's it, and move. Accordingly, if you need to replace something in all files, go to Search Replacing Files. And an additional line appears here, where you can show what you want to replace and see the upcoming changes. It directly shows you how it was and how it will become. Great. You might find this useful later. For example, when you've imported many files and need to rename all values to upper or lower case. It's complicated to explain when this might be needed, but when it is, you'll remember it. You select that you want A and B to be lowercase. For some reason, you need this. It will be useful someday. There's the uppercase command. Transform to uppercase. This is uppercase. In other words, transform lowercase into uppercase. It can be done. You can transform to lowercase. It will turn to lowercase. And in general, you can play with transforms. There are different ones. You can turn it into snack case. It might come in handy, especially when you're bulk editing certain strings. All right. Again, to bulk edit, you need to look at the keyboard. For me, it's through Option. I press here, cursor here. I can place the cursor anywhere and simultaneously type some text everywhere. All right? If you just want to select many lines, you can press Option and Shift and simply drag like this to select, like in this format. And you can also put the cursor everywhere and write something anywhere. Okay, so then, sometimes you need to view a file in a folder, but you already have a bunch of files open. You're in this file and don't understand where it is in this tree. So, then there's the Reveal File command, Active File in Explorer View. Boom! It shows you where the file is located. Good. Then, for example, you were navigating through files and decided to see where this route is used, ended up here, and made some changes. And now, you want to return to where you just were, and you have a ton of tabs here and can't figure out how to get back. For this, there's the Go Back command. Again, remember the hotkeys you see right here. And all these commands are described again in the lesson description. Pressed Go Back, got here. Pressed Go Back, here, here. And you can move through the entire history of your movements. And similarly, you can navigate in the opposite direction. The hotkey will be the reverse. That is, most likely, an arrow in some other direction. Go forward, here, command, option right, and so on. This is how you move. Okay. Then, for example, you might want to rename this route everywhere. You call the rename symbol command. Rename symbol. And you get this window. You type 123, and you can see that it has been renamed in all files. It's imported correctly, and it's named correctly. This is very convenient too, but we don't need it for this file. Okay, so another useful command is duplicating a line. It's called copy line down, and it's done like this. Basically, that's everything essential that I personally use when working with VSCode. And that's enough to code very quickly. If I remember or discover any other frequently used useful shortcuts, I'll add them to the description of this lesson. That's all for now. Enjoy your code editor. Code quickly and happily. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.